Welcome back to Bassub Gaming, everyone, or just Bassub, because I'm going to be uploading this video on 2 channels. Now, I just created a gaming channel, so if you're already on Bassub Gaming watching this video, welcome, you're already here. This is my gaming channel. But if you're from my main channel, Bassub, I'm only uploading this first part to let you guys know that I have opened up a gaming channel, and I will be continuing through this Let's Play, as well as many others, on a gaming channel called Bassub Gaming. So that's pretty simple, but I wanted to go ahead and release this on my main channel just to let you guys know that I'm opening up a gaming channel. I'm going to be doing this entire Let's Play on there, but you can see the first part on my main channel. This is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but just recently got the equipment to actually do Let's Plays, and I'm very excited. I've already done a couple streams on my main channel, but a lot of the gameplay, if not all the gameplay stuff, is going to be moving over to Bassub Gaming. But like I said, if you're already here on Bassub Gaming, welcome. Let's go ahead and get into this Let's Play, and let's start.
Sly, come in.
Iconic scene, for sure.
Sly, do you read me?
Yeah, I read you. Loud and...
I do want to let you guys know that I've already completed this game as well as all the other Sly games. This is just going to be more fun, you know, replaying the games. Not a blind Let's Play, but I will have some blind walkthroughs that I will be doing in the future.
Inspector Carmelita Fox.
Well, count on me to be your eyes and ears, buddy.
Definitely brings back memories.
System totally scoped. To get inside, you're gonna have to go through that air vent.
All right, I'm going in.
And don't forget you got me at the wheel, Sly. All you gotta do is grab the file and get back to the van. We'll do the rest.
Just keep that engine running, Murray. I'll be down in no time.
Now, I'm actually going to have to go ahead and change the controls because I do things very differently. Inverted, there we go. People call me crazy for that, but yeah, I usually always use my platforming game cameras inverted. That's just what I've been using for quite a while. Sly 1 is probably the Sly game that I've played the least, or maybe the second, because I played Sly 4 quite a bit less than Sly 1, I would say. But I'm most nostalgic for it because I've been playing Sly 2 and 3 like a ton recently, so I'm a little less nostalgic for it because, I mean, I've been playing it so recently, it's sort of just blended into, I'd say, the present day, if you know what I mean. So I don't really feel the nostalgia as much as I do for Sly 1, so I'm very excited for this Let's Play.
Sneaky master thief move.
Hold down the circle button near blue aura.
And I definitely will be doing 100%, even the Master Thief sprints, and that's going to be exciting because I've never completed all of the Master Thief sprints before. So I guess this Let's Play will finally give me motivation to do so. Plus, it's just going to be fun to replay the game because I haven't over... Man, has it been like 3 years since I've completed Sly 1? I think. That might be it. I just recently completed Sly 2 and 3, and actually finished Sly 3 on a stream not too long ago. But Sly 1, this is one game that, you know, I don't really play as much as the other Sly games because it doesn't have as much replay value, having, like, open worlds and stuff like that. And I do like glitch hunting in the other Sly games, so Sly 1, I usually don't really come back to all that much, but I'm very excited to do so in this Let's Play.
Try dialing in 937.
Now, I don't really have like too many like crazy intentions for this channel. Oh, I was doing the 1, 2, 3 from Sly 3. I actually need to pay attention here. Because, you know what, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be playing. I think I'm just going to go through a bunch of games that I have, that I've enjoyed, or games that I haven't played that I might find, and just play random games. I don't play a certain type of game. I'll pick up anything and play, really. So this channel is going to go all over the place with the type of games that I do play. I do want to play Overcooked because I've been recently getting into that. Just bought Overcooked 2. And I also just last night bought Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, which I really want to get into because I do really enjoy 3D Pac-Man games. And I haven't played that one yet, so I'm really excited for that.
Raccoon.
Let's go ahead and watch this cutscene.
Ah, Carmelita. I haven't seen you since I gave you the slip in Bombay.
Which reminds me, you need to return the Firestone of India to its rightful owners.
Aha, and I was gonna give it to you as a little token of my... Hey, you know, that bazooka really brings out the color of your eyes.
I just want to point out that the character models look terrible right here. In Sly 1, they just look terrible in in-game cutscenes.
Snap you out of your crime spree.
And give up our little rendezvous?
Plenty of time for that once.
I mean, this could be a PS1 game, at least for the character models.
But I just dropped by to pick up this case file. I think you've had it long enough.
I mean, I love the Sly games, but man, Sly 1 just looks terrible when it comes to those cutscenes for real. Man. I remember when I first got this game out, I don't know how old I was because I mean, I'm 16 right now. This came out in 2002. I probably bought it or got it around 2006, to be honest. What? I'm dead already. Wow, I wasn't even paying attention. You know what? I need to start. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I'm all the way back here. Wow. Let's make sure this doesn't happen again. I was not expecting to die right now. Alright, let's go ahead and get through this real quick. I'm just gonna speedrun right through this area. Yeah, but yeah, I bought... the thing is my cousin, I don't know how old she turned, but she got a PS2 for her birthday or for Christmas or something like that from her dad, and she kept it over at my uncle's house, because, you know, she's my cousin, and I'd go over there and play it all the time because they live right across the street from me and still do. And they had a PS2, they had Sly 2 with it, and I just absolutely loved that game. They had other games too, but I only really ever played Sly 2. That was the game that I loved. I don't really know why. Like, now I know that I like Sly just because I've been playing it for so long, but I actually don't remember why I started playing Sly in the first place or why I liked it so much. But I did. And, you know, I figured, well, if this is Sly 2, there's definitely a Sly 1, so we went and bought that from GameStop. And I remember I got the crappy old GameStop case that they would use when they didn't have a case for a game, and it sucked. And I always wanted to know what the case for Sly 1 looked like. And it took me a couple years to actually finally see it. I actually went on the internet finally and looked at it.
This file I've been searching for all these years.
I love the art style for these animated cutscenes, and they just get better throughout the series. Except for Sly 4, because Sly 4 is pretty bad.
It all began when I was just a kid, bouncing on my father's knee. You see,
It's a pretty dark moment if you really think about
who
it.
kept all their secrets
For a
in an ancient book.
like an animated cartoon animal game, you know.
Anyone who read it learned to be especially sneaky.
Sly witnesses the murder of his parents. It's pretty dark, I mean, I will say.
There's no honor, no challenge, no fun stealing from ordinary people.
I can't wait for the TV show. If you guys don't know, because this is a Let's Play, and it's not really going into like news and stuff, but Sly Cooper's getting a TV show, late 2019.
Unannounced or
It's slated for October release right now.
My father fought to protect us, but the gang of villains...
There was supposed to be a movie, and there was like a teaser trailer back in 2014 in January of that year. Did not happen. It got shelved, or actually it got canceled, because the Ratchet and Clank movie, if you guys remember that, which Ratchet and Clank is another PS2 mascot, which I'll probably be playing the Ratchet and Clank games on here. Its movie flopped. It did terrible. It cost the studio like what, $10 million
I was dumped at the
in
town
losses?
orphanage.
It's crazy.
There I met two guys.
So they scrapped Sly Cooper,
and trusted crew.
and then another company, Technicolor, came in, bought the assets, and decided to make a TV show, which we're gonna get it soon, and I'm really excited for that.
Together we pledged to track down the fiendish...
They say they still plan on making the movie if the TV show does good, but I don't really know. We'll see.
The toughest test of my life. On this mission,
To be honest, I'd rather just have a TV show pull through.
ancestors before me
I think Sly could have a really cool...
allow my family name to
I think the show could be really cool and much better than a movie. Although I think the movie, if you were to take the Sly's 1 plot, the game I'm playing right now, that would be pretty cool. Because this would work well as a movie, I think.
There are police headquarters, Sly. Come see me if you want to check out any of your old...
The OG safe house.
I've got them all here on my computer.
But yeah, this would work really well as a movie. Not so much a TV show. Some people are wanting the TV show to just be like the game.
I'm all
But it doesn't look like that's happening. It looks like it's just going to be brand new stories, which I like. At least for a TV show, brand new stories would be great. Especially because there aren't too many Sly games, so brand new stories would be preferable.
As a young
Sir Raleigh the
hot-tempered
Frog.
frog grew bored of his life of luxury.
One of the most forgettable Sly Cooper villains.
On a whim,
Gets bored and then becomes a criminal. It's
piracy.
very interesting. It's a weird story.
Raleigh, who quickly became addicted to crime, was brought into the Fiendish Five as chief machinist.
I've been wanting to do Let's Plays for quite a while.
A new height.
But just never really had the equipment. Actually, when I was much younger, when I was like 9, I do Let's Plays on another channel, which I don't think I've ever told anybody on my main channel, or I guess this channel now, about that one channel that I had when I was like 9. And I just point a camera at a TV and do Let's Plays. It was atrocious. And I thought the quality was really good, but looking back now, it's terrible. Plus, my voice was super high and squeaky, so... I wouldn't say I really have a deep voice now, but it was worse then, for sure. A stealthy approach. I don't know how much we're going to be playing in this part. Definitely this little area, stealthy approach. But after that, I'm just going to have to see where we go. I really have no idea,
Something that's going
because I don't know how long this is all going to take me.
nasty looking gate. It blocks the only road leading into Raleigh's hideout.
No problem.
If you heard that, that was my cat.
Okay, but remember, you can only climb on certain objects, like
Am I going to get the clue bottles? Yeah, let's get the clue bottles. I did say I was going to 100% the game, but that might slow us down a little bit. Might make us have more parts to this. Might make the missions and the linear levels a little bit longer. But let's go ahead and get all the clue bottles. That's always fun, I really think. Plus, with the first couple of levels, I have a pretty good idea where they all are because I've played them so much. But as we get farther into the game, like, I'm almost clueless. Like, for real. Alright.
I'll decipher it here in the van.
I've always wanted to, like, get out of bounds in Slide 1. Like, get on these ships. I'm sure that's possible. In Slide 2 and 3, I'm really into glitch hunting. I think I mentioned that earlier. And I love out of bounds glitches, like getting over to places like over there. I do stuff like that in Slide 2 and 3, but I'm not 100% sure exactly how Slide 1 works. So, we're just going to have to wait and see when I eventually do some glitch hunting for this game. Maybe I'll do that like after I finish the base games. Like, oh, I'll do special parts or extended Let's Plays for glitch hunting dedicated to that, or maybe speed running a certain area or something like that. That could be pretty fun. Never attempted that before. Obviously, that did not really do anything.
Hold on, Sly. See those searchlights?
I'm definitely going to play all the Sly games because, you know, I love all of those. Plus, I think that my viewers on my main channel would really like to see that. The Sly ones is going to be the most interesting because it's the game that I'm probably least familiar with. Because at least in Sly 4, which I haven't played the base game as much as Sly 1's, with Sly 4, I go back and explore the areas all the time, you know, and do things of that nature, but I don't really play the base game. Sly 1, I just rarely ever play. But like I said, the first area, this level, this episode, with Sir Raleigh, and then even the second one, and possibly the third one, I'm very familiar with, so it would be pretty easy overall. And there's so many cutscenes in the stealthy approach. I mean, I understand if you're the first, this is your first time playing, but I've played this game so many times, it's just like,
You know,
let's get on with it already. At least in Sly 4, you can actually skip cutscenes, you know?
It's a storm machine. It's the reason why it never stops raining.
Which I just wish that every Sly game had. Plus, there's a lot of games, you know, that have a lot of replay value, and they're always like,
beats me.
you always have to just, like, watch everything over again. And I understand why in, like, most games, it doesn't allow you to skip cutscenes. I can't think of, like, certain games or specific games, because it's really just any game that you replay that has cutscenes or is story-driven, that you've played before, and you just have to watch the cutscenes again. I mean, I'm not complaining too much, because it's not like it's too much of a burden. You replay the game, you rewatch the cutscenes, it's not that big of a deal. But, you just ever play that one game over and over and over again, and you always have to watch the cutscenes back, and you're just like, I wish I could skip these, but you can't. And I think it'd be a really good idea for developers to do that. It would add a lot of replay value to the games, I think. And I wouldn't say that I wouldn't replay a game just because I'd have to watch the cutscenes over again, but it's definitely a burden, especially if you played that. You gotta be kidding me. Especially if you play that game so many times. One thing that I don't really like about Sly 1 is the one-hit kills unless you have like a horseshoe. And to get a horseshoe, you need to either find one or have 100 coins, and 100 coins take forever to get. And I think they're way too few and far between, really, to for the game. I really think you should be able to find horseshoes a lot easier. But you can't. Maybe that's another reason why I don't play Sly 1 as much. There's a lot of reasons. But mainly due to the linear levels and not as much replay value. Although, like I said, speedrunning would be pretty interesting. I've tried speedrunning a part of Sly 2, because Sly 2 is the game I'm most familiar with. But Sly 1, it makes the most sense to speedrun, because it's a bunch of linear levels. And plus, it definitely doesn't take as long as the other Sly Cooper games. But once again, I'd play it more if you could skip the cutscenes. But I don't know if I'm, like, you know, talking too much about this topic, but Like, tell me in the comments, like, what kind of games would you play more if you could just skip those cutscenes? Like, maybe it's not as much of a burden as I make it out to be, but it can get pretty annoying, I think.
I should be able to crack the code and get you inside it.
It's just like skipping dialogue and like RPGs and stuff. Like, you can do that, but like in these games, you always have to rewatch the cutscenes. I think I'm going way too into it. I'm probably annoying you guys with that. But let's go ahead and get this power up. One weird thing about this game is that you get these clue bottles to unlock these saves to get power ups, and then once you complete this episode, a certain episode, like the one here, we're in Sir Raleigh's episode, you just lose them, and then you have to get them again. It's the worst thing ever. I hate it. They reuse the same upgrades that you have to unlock each level, and it's the worst. And I don't understand why they did. Obviously, they probably didn't want to program a ton of different, power-ups for each and every episode. But at the same time, it's like, well, maybe not have a safe for every episode. Maybe not have all these clue bottles for every linear level, because then you can like spread out the moves, and maybe like you get these power-ups every time you complete an episode, because there's only like 5 or 6, so it would make sense if you did it every time you completed an episode. And if you've never played this game, by episode I mean like long strands of linear levels, because like this was one linear level, and then I go out into this area and there's like 6 more or 7 more or whatever, and then once you're done with all of them to beat the boss fight, that's the episode's complete. And there's 5 episodes in this game. But like I said, maybe spread out the power-ups between the 5 episodes so they don't have to unlock them again, and maybe still have those clue bottles but for separate things. Maybe unlock separate things. Maybe get like 10 extra lives. Maybe that's too much, but something like that.
Because it's impossible to get near him. To access Raleigh's blimp,
I feel like you ever be playing a game and there's just something so stupid about it, like you're thinking the developers definitely could have avoided this or done something better, because there are so many instances where I'm either playing a game or watching a show, and while I'm not like a developer or like a writer for shows, and I don't work on shows and things like that, I feel like there's a ton of times where I'm just looking at a show or a game and I think I can do so much better, in terms of like I said with these save things. I know a lot of people are upset that they do repeat a lot of the power-ups, and then it doesn't make it as fun to collect the clue bottles. Like I said, maybe just in those saves, maybe have those power-ups spread out, make it more of like a reward when you finally get those power-ups, because maybe most of the safes are just like a couple of horseshoes, or maybe they're just a few lives, which would be nice, but at the same time, you could still have those power-ups for later on. But I think I'm going to end it here, guys. We've been playing for 18 minutes, so that's quite a bit. And I do want to spread out these parts so you don't have to like continually watch the same part. But in the next episode, we're going to be getting through this linear level right here, that one, there's one up top, and one right here. So we'll do roughly 4, and I don't know how long that's going to take, but it'll probably take like 20 minutes or much longer like this episode. And then in the third one, we will probably go over to this other area, defeat Raleigh, and then move on to episode 2 and episode 4. Move on to the second level in episode 4, that's what I mean. Probably confusing those who don't play Slides too often, but that's all for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next part. Remember that the next part will not be uploaded on my main channel, but will be uploaded on Bassub Gaming. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.